Hello, welcome to Global Business. I am Imebori Ohiomokai. Today on the program, we shall be bringing you a young entrepreneur, someone who we brought on the program before. We're just bringing back that interview. It's our interview with Theo Godson. Well, a lot has happened in the business scene in Nigeria. One of it is that the 2018 budget has been passed by the Federal Executive Council. So we are waiting President Muhammadu Buhari's passage to the National Assembly of the budget. Well, so we say congrats to the Nigerian government, of course the executive, for passing the budget, at least certifying it ready to go to the National Assembly. But you see, it's only the beginning of a budget process that usually takes place. In fact, it's still at the preliminary stage. When it gets to the National Assembly, it gets to another stage. Now, that's 2018 budget. What about 2017 budget? Have you ever wondered how it is performing? Well, sometime maybe next week or in another week, we'll be looking at a review of the 2017 budget and how it has performed. We also hear that $85 million have been recovered from the Malibu deal by the Nigerian government from the UK government. It's out of 1.2 billion allegedly stolen or given as a bribe by Shell, ENI, all companies that were to participate in the Nigerian oil space, especially in the upstream space. Well, we'll tell you more about that later on, maybe during the weeks to come.
There's been a lot of progress made around the ease of doing business in Nigeria. I've been coming here for 15 years and I've seen real improvements, but there are a lot of frictional costs that still exist. The customs processes are quite complicated and seem to be arbitrary. And there's lots of factors that contribute to that. Many governments with the right intention don't always measure the bureaucracies on speed. And in this world, when you have 190 million people in this great country that need basics, infrastructure, electricity, healthcare, you can't wait forever, right? So speed has to be a dimension in everything that we do, right?
Let me say first that with respect to the bureaucracies, just as Mr. Rice pointed out, I think that there is, he's right that we need to do a lot more work with the customs. And this is one of the priorities that we've set, even with the 70-day action plan. Now we have what is called a single window, which is what we're working on at the moment with the MPA, the customs, and all the other regulatory agencies, so that you have a single window, which is what happens in all other parts of the world. So you have a single window process for both export and import and all of that. And you then reduce all of the participants in the customs process. And we've worked quite well on that, and I believe that we should be able to see considerable progress in the next few months, especially as the single window comes on stream.
I keep coming back to this because it's so critical. We're a country vastly endowed with natural resources, and most importantly in terms of population. And this population, the demographic, could be very positive, but we need to harness it very well for it to be productive for the country.
Are you a youth between the ages of 18 and 35? Do you want to be a beneficiary of TAP? Please answer these questions. What is TAP? What are the three structures of TAP? Send your answers to 070-1061-2949. This is a Global Business TAP project. This is a continuation of the distribution of 100 billion naira Sukuk funds for road projects across this country. We start from the southwest and south-south. The outstanding sections of the Benin Ofusu Ore Ajembadele Shagamu Expressway Phase 3 has been allocated 5 billion naira, and it is a 22,209 kilometer road. 5.666 billion naira has been allocated for the dualization of Ibadan-Ilorin Road, Section 2, that's Oyo-Ogbomosho Road in Oyo State. Reynolds Construction Company is handling all these projects. Still within the southeast is rehabilitation of outstanding section of Onitsha-Enugu Expressway, Amansi-Enugu State border. Reynolds Construction Company is also handling this project, and it is worth 5.166 billion naira. It's a 10,565 kilometer road. The rehabilitation and reconstruction of Enugu Port Harcourt Dual Carriageway, Section 1, Lokbanta Umuahia Tower in Abia State, is handled by Setraco Nigeria Limited, and it costs 4 billion naira. It is a 23,900 kilometer road. The dualization of the Abuja-Abaji Lokoja Road Section 1 International Airport Link Road Junction to Sheda Village Junction is handled by Dantata and Sao Construction Company Limited, and 3 billion naira has already been given to them for this 8,320 kilometer road. The dualization of Kano-Maiduguri Road linking Kano, Jigawa, Bauchi, Yobe and Borno States Section 1, which is a 21,500 kilometer road, is being handled by Dantata and Sao and has been given 5 billion naira for this project. The construction of Kano Western Bypass as an extension of dualization of Kano-Maiduguri Road Section 1 is still being handled by Dantata and Sao for 4 billion naira, and it's a 9,000 kilometer road, while the 6,000 kilometer dualization of the Lokoja Benin Road, Obajana Junction to Benin Section 3 Phase 1, Auchi Eho in Edo State, is also being handled by Dantata and Sao, and 3.166 billion naira has been awarded to this company. Rehabilitation of the Enugu Port Harcourt Road Section 3, Enugu Lokbanta in Enugu State is handled by CGC Nigeria Limited and is 3.750 billion naira cost, and it's 20,000 kilometer road. The 17,000 kilometer road construction of Kaduna Eastern Bypass in Kaduna State is handled by Exio Golari Nigeria Limited, and it has been awarded at a cost of 4.66 billion naira. Now, let's tell you that the road, remember we brought you the Loko Goma Gudu Road. We talked about it and talked about how bad it is. You can see visuals of how bad it is as at 3-4 weeks ago. But the good news is that, well, there's been some grading of that road. But guess what? It's not by government. It's still by private individuals. They have made the road smoother. Government is making no effort. The Federal Capital Territory government is making no effort to make that road motorable for about 10s of and 20s or 30s of estates that are in that area. Well, we hope the Federal Capital Territory government will listen and do something about that road. Let's move over now and go over to join Theo Godson. It's a rehash of an interview we did some time ago. Theo Godson Company. He's a young animator, young man who's even just started an online magazine. He calls it the Belt Magazine. But let's see how he started his business. You may be inspired by this. Take a listen. But we're looking at the digital economy today on the program, and the digital economy where the CGM belongs. Now, Theo Godson is a young man, like I told you, and he'll be looking at what exactly inspired such a young man to own a company in this age and time. Theo Godson, welcome to Global Business.
Thank you very much, sir.
I'm impressed and very excited about young men like you who take the bull by the horns. I look at it like that, but by going to start their own business. Now, Theo, you left school and in your service year you started a company that we'll say is not very usual, a company in Nigeria. What inspired you to do that?
First, I would say I didn't start it during my service year. I started in school. Well, I did my registration in 2014. Then we started operations 2015, just after I left school, before service. Now, concerning my inspiration, one, I have always loved the capacity, the ability to give people what they desire. And my company is centered on bringing imaginations to life. We believe in giving people what they desire. Because a lot of people now, like you said, digital, and a lot of people have desires to ideas in their head. They don't know how to bring it out. And that's what we are dedicated to. Through animations, graphic designs, video art, and whatever. That satisfaction of bringing art generally to life is satisfaction enough.
Okay, Now the next question will be: everyone thinks that someone's father has to be rich. I mean, probably your father was rich. That's what made you try to start a company. Is your father rich?
Okay, concerning the rich dad, my dad is comfortable. But right
okay,
from
so he
time,
is rich. That could be
he's
rich in Nigerian
comfortable.
sense.
Depends on how you see it. But I'm just saying he's comfortable. But right from time, I've always learned to be my own man. I've always learned to do my own thing all the way.
You say you are involved in computer-generated animations and all that, generated things like animations, graphics, and all that. What needs are you satisfying for the people?
Now, first thing, like when I talked about my inspiration, the satisfaction of giving above average standards, above average production, above average quality. Because one thing has always annoyed me with our entertainment industry: when we settle for less. When we decide, okay, this is enough, it's good enough. But I believe in doing better than just enough. I believe in being awesome. I believe in going extra. I had a couple of friends who were working together in school, and when we do works, we always praise ourselves and then criticize bad areas and all that. Now, because of that, we have devoted our time in providing quality products. We have top-notch designs, top-notch productions, and all that. Besides that, now the kind of people that are currently working with me are people who are passionate, because that's one thing I believe in, doing things that you're most passionate about. And I bring in people that are passionate, that want to learn something. No matter what, if they don't have the skills, but they have the passion, I groom them up, I teach them what they want to learn, and they get to practice.
Okay, so that means you have started mentoring some people right now.
You could say that.
Okay, that's good. Now, I noticed that you're doing things that not many people want to go into. Not many young people want to go into animation and all that. Why do you do animation, and what kind of animation do you do?
First, I do animation because I love it. Now, there are a lot of things you cannot do in a movie production. There are kind of stories you cannot tell with just graphics. Now, with animated characters, 3D models, 3D environments, you can tell better stories. You can market your business better. Now, for example, doing an animated ad, you want to advertise a business and you use animated characters. Now, you can reach kids, you can reach adults. Now, that is one thing with animation, and that's one benefit.
And then comes the question that is very important, because this is a time of recession, and many people are not very, they're very how will I put it, very careful on the kind of business they go into. And so one is tempted to ask, how lucrative is animation in this time of recession?
First, I love the fact that you asked that question because it's something that has given me a lot of concern over time. Now, talking about recession, now we see the recession has hit the country. A lot of prices have gone up. The price of meat has gone up. The price of egg has gone up. Now, our industry is suffering because now people come to ask for animation. They don't understand its true worth, but they desire to use animated adverts for their products or businesses, but they don't understand its true worth. They don't understand its true value. Now, you go on Google and search, and the average price of animation is $500 to $1,000 per second. Per second. So convert that to a naira, and then multiply by 60 seconds for a normal ad or more. So we are suffering in Nigeria because Nigerians don't really understand its true value and are not willing to appreciate it the same way. But gradually we are paving way for it. But to make up for the time we're losing in Nigeria, personally I had to start making contacts with some foreign businesses that we do animated videos for, that give us contracts and we handle them. We understand the margin because they are getting it cheaper, but we're getting it better than we're getting in Nigeria. But gradually some Nigerian companies are beginning to acknowledge the worth of animation because some of them have been going outside the country to get it. And when they find out they can get it in Nigeria here cheaper than they're getting out there, they patronize us.
Okay, quite recently, the Facebook founder, Mark Zuckerberg, visited Nigeria and he noticed that there was a lot of young people who were interested in digital economy. And it brings to question, what is really the future of digital economy in Nigeria?
Now, the future of digital economy, talking about graphic designs, animated ads, is going to top the charts. Now, in Nigeria currently, because we're going through recession, people are trying to revitalize the economy, trying to diversify their endeavors and all of that. Now, a lot of people are talking about agriculture, but that's not all. Now, agriculture tends to be our own advantage over the US and other countries. Animation, graphic designs, visual effects, that's CG movies and the rest. Now, that's something we can do. We have a couple of people in Nigeria who are actually doing very well. But over time, they are breaking the edge. They're beginning to have conventions in Lagos, some events. I personally had an event last year concerning the CG economy. We're going to continue next year. We're going to have other events. And we've found out other communities, like the CG community, that's movies, animation, and all of that. When I say CG, computer generated. So the CG community generally, they're coming alive. Like they are trying to come together to help each other, both the freelancers and the companies that are big. So we believe in the next 3 to 5 years, there will be more recognition of these areas. We'll be better treated because the truth remains that our industries remain among the most expensive industries in the world today. Game development, animation, and CG movies. Google it. It's something that it's not. I'm not just saying. So you can find out on the internet. It's something that is one of the most expensive industries when you look at them. And so, in a few years' time, 3-5 years, Nigeria would recognize these industries better. Parents would let their children learn a lot of these things early enough, and they choose to go into them.
And for you, what's your advice for that young man or young boy or young lady or woman who has no inspiration, there is no encouragement whatsoever. And of course, she or he wants to achieve what she wants to achieve in a digital economy age and wants to do that thing, but there's nothing. No. And you could call her education or her knowledge very crude. What is your advice to such a person?
Now, for such people, at some point I was there, and I can't say I'm fully out of that point because we still have things we're expecting. Now, it's something that's why I preach passion. It's only passion that would make you scale through. It's that passion you have that would push you going no matter what. And it's something that we need to acknowledge. Now, looking at it now, such person or people should look for these CG communities out there. Animation club, graphic design club. There are a couple of them on Facebook. There are a couple of them on Instagram. Search for it. Learn to meet people. People help people. You get to learn to meet other people that are like you, and you learn from them. They teach you how they are doing these things and how they're excelling. Like a couple of other websites websites basically, online freelance websites where you could feature what you've done and hopefully find people that are interested in your services. They pay you for ads and you keep growing from there. Besides that, there are a couple of other companies that are out there that are looking for people. Currently, I'm also looking for animators. So there are other companies that are looking for animators or graphic designers. They could learn to attach, even if they're not getting salaries. They could go for internship programs, learn from them, or go on partnerships. They get to work on contract jobs with them. They get a percentage out of it. So everything is a start, considering the economy and the situation of things. Gradually, people will keep growing. So, but the major thing, let them learn to network, because our industry grows more when we network the right way.
Would you like to project for Nigeria what Nigeria can get in terms of probably the GDP or maybe revenue for the digital economy? What impact can the digital economy have on Nigeria's GDP and revenue?
Now, from the digital economy, you talk about when you're putting it together, but I want to just expand a little. You're talking about game development, you're talking about CG movies, sci-fi movies, you're talking about graphic design, you're talking about animation, and a lot more.
And a lot more. Software designs, application designs, and all that.
These are a lot of industries. These are the major industries on which the US economy actually stands. Now, because these industries cut across every other industry. Talk about sports. When you talk about sports, you could advertise everything you need to advertise better with sports. Still goes down to the digital economy. Everything you need to talk about normal businesses, corporate businesses and all that, still you need to still advertise, you need to still sell your products. You will come back to the digital economy. Now, you could use games to sell ideas. You could use games to advertise as well. And these industries are industries that bring a lot of money to the US economy, and something that we Nigerians should learn to patronize. It's something that we should learn to embrace fully. And gradually, we're going to get to the point we need to get to, because we're talking about, now, like I said, $5,000 to $1,000. Let's just say $500, an average point. You're talking about 60 seconds, you're talking about $3,000 for a minute. So now, if we just say, look at that average, we get to push our products out there, and they're patronized by the international market, which would pay us in dollar. Now, imagine we get to put out more products, movies, short films, and all of that. Our economy will continue growing, and we'll keep selling our culture to the public. And we're selling our culture, we're getting a lot of money from it, and we're getting the exposure we need.
Okay, thank you very much, Mr. Theo Godson, CEO of the Theo Godson Company. We've been speaking with Theo Godson, who is the Chief Executive Officer of Theo Godson Company, a young man who has taken the bulls by the horn I say he's taking the bulls by the horn because he has gone ahead to do what many young men or ladies have feared to do. Would I say thread where many people have feared to tread? And we want to say kudos to him. And we hope this will be an inspiration to many young people. Global Business coming to you from Wuse 2. That's the heart of business in Abuja. That's the program today. It's always nice doing business with you. I'm Imewori Uhiemokai. Now tell me you weren't inspired by Theo Godson's interview. I'm sure you were. Anyway, in November, Global Business and the TAP project will be giving 50 people, 50 people loans, an opportunity for loans of about 100,000 naira, at least 100,000 naira. It means it could be more than 100,000 naira to fund your business. You want to take a listen in November what Global Business and TAP project is doing for you. But for now, you have to answer 2 questions to be part of the Global Business TAP project empowerment program for our youth. So if you are between the ages of 18 and 35, you may want to answer the questions: what is TAP? What are the 3 structures of TAP? Send your answers to 07010612949, and you can be sure you may be part of the 20 young people that will be participating or be part of the empowerment program for skills for young people. I am Imewori Uhiemokai. It's always nice doing business with you. Let's do business again next week.